I was checking out some things on the internet and thought I would tell you a story. And it will scare you. Why will it scare me, Vaughn? Well, it's going to scare you because it's 100% true. Everybody that's tried to debunk this story has failed. And so I thought I would share it with you, in case you didn't know. The story is about a close encounter of the third kind, or fourth kind, depending upon your perspective. It's a small place down in Kentucky called Kelly, and it's near the small town of Hopkinsville. Kelly is a wide spot in the road. Hopkinsville probably consists of a gasoline station and a church, and that's about it. I mean, these small little areas down here in Kentucky. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I'm trying to get the perspective here. I pulled up the website, and I will try and get the website to you in the comment section. There. Anyway, I'll try and put it in the comment section so that you can link to it yourself. Huge amounts of data here. Okay, this is this isn't some little article in some weirdo website. This is thoroughly researched and cannot be debunked. Everybody that's tried to debunk it has failed. It is 100% true. I'll read the case verbatim from the website here. The information and documentation I have collected about a farm family who believed they were attacked by alien beings during the whole night of August 22, 1955. The case. These events occurred on the night of August 21 to August 22, 1955, near the little town of Kelly, located near the small city of Hopkinsville, in the rural area of Christian County in southwestern Kentucky, USA. Lucky Sutton, as he was known to friends and neighbors, was the patriarch of this bluegrass clan. Visiting Lucky and his family was a man from Pennsylvania named Billy Ray Taylor. Billy left the Sutton house to go for some water from the family well. There was no inside plumbing at the Sutton farmhouse. And so at the well, he saw a shining object land in a small gully about a quarter of a mile away. Running back to the house, he excitedly reported his sighting to the 11 people in the house. Billy was laughed at, as no one believed the tale and no one left the house to go look. After a short period of time, the family dog began to bark loudly outside. As customary in this rural area, Lucky and Billy quickly went outside to find the reason of the dog's concern. The dog actually hid under the house and was not seen any more that evening. At a short distance from the front door, both men were stopped dead in their tracks by the sight of a glowing, hovering light which came towards them and allowed them to see that it was in fact a 3.5-foot tall creature advancing towards them with hands up as if to surrender. The bizarre creature would be described as having 2 large eyes with a yellow glow, more on the sides of the head than in the center, of a semi-human face, a long thin mouth, large bat-like ears, thin short legs, and unusually long arms with large hands ending in claws. Okay, so, we're talking about a genuine alien encounter here. Not a mistake, not a hallucination. Nobody was on drugs. Nobody was drunk. It was a family picnic, for Christ's sake. Everybody was awake. Venus was not in retrograde. There wasn't no swamp gas nearby. It's the real deal, okay? This is the real deal. Let me go on. As tradition imposes, they grabbed their guns and shot first, all questions postponed, at the moment that the creature was no farther than 20 feet to them. Apparently they asked the creature to stop. He refused, kept coming, so they went and got their guns and they fired. Billy Ray fired a shot with his .22, and Lucky unloaded with his shotgun. Both men later admitted that there was no way they could have missed the creature at that close of a range, but the little being just did a backflip, stood up again, and fled into the woods. No sooner had the two men re-entered the house before the creature, or another like it, appeared at the window. So they took a shot at him, leaving a big blast hole through the screen. They ran back outside to see if the creature was dead, but found no trace of it. Standing at the front of the house, the men were terrified by a clawed hand that reached down from the roof in an attempt to touch them. Again they shot, but the being simply floated to the ground and scurried into the cover of the woods. The two men sought the protection of the house again, only to find themselves completely under siege from these little men. For a time, the entity seemed to tease the family, appearing from one window to another, taking potshots through the windows and walls. Their weapons seemed totally ineffective against the creatures. Many times the creatures would again approach the house, their hands raised above their head, as if in some kind of friendly gesture. The two men would fire at them. The bullet did a metallic clanging noise when it hit the creature, which would flip over or float in the air or escape on all fours towards the weeds, only to come back again minutes later. The Suttons estimated that there might have been as many as 10 to 15 such creatures harassing them, although they never attempted to penetrate the house. After 3 hours of fear turning into sheer panic, with 3 children crying or shrieking, the Sutton family decided to make a break from the house and get help at the police station at Hopkinsville. The farm was located near to Kelly, but the nearest police were in Hopkinsville. Family members took 2 vehicles to the police station in Hopkinsville and reported their strange tale to Sheriff Russell Greenwell. Finally, persuading the policemen that they were not joking, the policemen agreed to visit the Sutton house. Arriving at the farm, police found no trace of the creatures, but did find numerous bullet and rifle holes in the windows and walls. Greenwell was in charge of the 20-plus officers at the scene and reported that the Suttons seemed sober and were genuinely frightened by something. After a canvass of the neighborhood, reports were entered of the hearing of shots being fired and the observation of lights in the sky. Exhausting all efforts to find a rational explanation to the strange story, and finding no clear evidence of any alien visitors, the police left the Sutton farm about 2:15 a.m. Now, you probably think, well, that's the end of that, right? Wrong. Here we go. 90 minutes later, the creatures made their return. They began again peeking in the windows, seemingly out of curiosity. More gunfire took place, but again without any effect. Several more hours of antics followed, finally stopping some 90 minutes before daybreak. These people were assaulted by the Greys all night long. Now understand, this is a large family. There's at least 3 children, the parents, friends are visiting from out of state. Okay? They're not drunk, they're not high. No swamp gas was in the area. Venus wasn't in retrograde. All the stupid little excuses that the military and the government love to give us for alien creatures, none of those were in play. This was the real deal. So, the website has pictographs of what the Suttons thought the creatures looked like. And they are gray. The eyes are a little strange, but they're grays. They're a variant of the gray. They have huge bat-like looking ears, though. But these people were assaulted. These people were attacked. They attacked us first. And when you tell somebody, even if their hands are raised, if you tell somebody to stop and they keep walking towards you, then yeah, they were in the right. They were justified in firing. They were in the right. Now, you might say, well, maybe they didn't understand English. Well, they sure as hell understood to throw their hands up in the air, didn't they? These creatures are intelligent. They're not stupid. They knew exactly what they were doing. Okay? And I encourage you to check this out, because it's 100% documented. There is absolutely no doubt about this one. None whatsoever.